Even if you're already getting good audio with your wireless mic, there are probably some things that you could be doing better. To demonstrate a few things you can try on your wireless mic, I'm going to use this BOYA mic. They were kind enough to send this over so I could make this video, but the tips I have for you are of a general nature and should work on almost all wireless mics. The first thing you need to do is check all of your gain levels on the transmitters. Most people, when they get a wireless mic, they'll just plug it into their phone or camera, press record, and go from there. Never make a change. Most good wireless mics though have the ability to change the gain on the transmitter. What I like to do is I will record a sentence of me talking in kind of different volume levels on each of the different gain settings, and then I'll go into my video editor and I will look at the waveform to see which gain level I'm getting clipping on. And then I'll choose the highest gain level, and you can tell clipping on your video editor if you see kind of a flat part on top or if it looks like it's cut off. When that happens, the audio is just really bad. Now you might be tempted to say, well, I want to stay far away from that, so I'll go with a really low gain level so I don't have to worry about clipping. You could do that, but then in post you're probably going to have to bump up the gain, and the audio quality is just not as good as if you tweak it on the transmitter itself. And I realize a lot of people don't use a video editor or they edit on their phone. This is still a useful exercise. You can just listen to the different gain levels and see what sounds best for you. Adjusting the gain level on your mic is going to be different for which mic set you have. On this, you can do it directly on the receiver. On a lot of mics, you'll have to open the phone app and adjust it there. The second tip I have for you is to experiment with your mic placement. Let me show you a clip of me doing this. I want to start out just holding it in front of my face so you can hear what it sounds like this. I don't have any noise reduction off, so there's birds chirping, neighbors talking, and stuff like that. I'll turn on noise reduction in a while, but let me go ahead and show you different locations and what a difference it makes. So this is what it sounds like on my collar. A lot of people like doing this just because it's the quickest and easiest place to put it. I think it sounds a little bit more muffled, so I typically don't like to put it here. I'll typically put it a little bit lower like this so it doesn't sound as muffled. I also think it sounds pretty good when it's on the brim of my hat. Now I know a lot of people do this. I put on my nasty gardening hat just so I could show you what this sounds like. So if you wear hats a lot, this is not a bad option. And this mic set also comes with a lapel mic, so I could put this through my clothes and clip it to my waistband or something like that. This is what this sounds like. And if I held it up to someone to interview, then this is what this would sound like. Let me stop talking for just a second so you can listen to the outside environment. Quite lovely. Now I'll go ahead and turn on the noise removal, and here we are with noise removal. So really nice. Most wireless mics have noise removal like this. Most of the time outside like this, I don't like noise removal. Let me walk to my AC unit so you can see why you might want it. So I got my window AC unit here. If you're filming in an office or in an environment you can't control, then you're going to have background noise. Let me turn on the noise reduction. And with the noise reduction, this is what it sounds like. So you can kind of see what a difference it makes, but also see how it kind of alters my voice a little bit as well. So after putting the mic in various locations, you can listen back to it and see what audio sounds best. This is one of the first things you should experiment when you get a mic, so you know what sounds best for you. The third tip I have is to decide when you do and don't want to use noise cancellation. A lot of people will either just never use it or they'll just turn it on and use it all the time. Now the problem with that is if you're in a quiet environment and you have noise cancellation on, your audio is not going to be as good as it would be if you had noise cancellation off. Noise cancellation always does a little bit of altering for your voice, so if you want the best audio possible and you're already in a good environment, don't have the noise cancellation on. A lot of people might turn it on if they're outdoors and there's a lot of sounds. For me personally, if I'm outdoors, I kind of like those sounds because it's more of an authentic or real feel, so I don't always turn noise cancellation on when I'm outdoors. The main time I use noise cancellation is if there's a constant sound going on. For example, right now when I'm recording this, my computer fan is going on, so I have noise cancellation on so you can't hear that. If you're outside outside or in an environment where there's a constant noise that might be a distraction, go ahead and turn noise cancellation on. Your voice may not sound perfect, but at least you don't have that distracting noise. My fourth tip is to recommend something I generally don't like to do, which is read the manual all the way through. The reason I say this is because I've tested several different wireless mics like this, and for most of the mic sets, I've missed features that I would have been able to use. For example, with this mic set, adjusting the gain on the receiver, that's something I never would have found out how to do if I didn't read the manual. It's not very intuitive. You kind of have to cycle through with the power button until you get to your receiver, then you press the menu button until you get to the gain level you want. I've had other wireless mics that came with a really nice camera app, but I didn't realize it came with an app, so I never used it. And then once I did, I realized there was a lot of cool settings I could do with the camera app. So while I think a good product does not usually need a manual, in the case for a wireless mic, read the manual to make sure that A, you know what all the functions actually are, and B, you know how to do it. Another cool feature with this wireless mic set that I wouldn't know how to do if I didn't read the manual is this actually has onboard recording for the transmitters. So I can just press the record button on this and it will record the audio even though I don't have the receiver plugged into this. Then I can hook this up to my computer, extract the audio. So if you're ever in a pinch and you're not able to set everything up, or you just want to record something really quick and easy, you can grab this, record the audio, and then put it into the video and post. Really cool feature that I wouldn't know how to use if I didn't read the manual. My final tip is kind of an obvious one, but it is to check the battery levels every time before you record, and honestly, just always have the mic fully charged. Now, the reason I say this is there was one time I was recording and the battery level was probably, it looked like about 0.5% or maybe a quarter full. I thought I would be fine. I ended up recording a lot longer than I thought I needed to. And then when I listened to the video after I had recorded, I noticed about halfway through it started making this high-pitched sound and it got louder and louder as the battery started to die. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually the audio just quit altogether. The battery was dead. Just check the battery levels and just always keep it charged. I hope these tips helped. Thanks for watching.